we got to get the next component is to get a computer with a scanner. That way you can see our barcoding is matching correctly. But that's coming along. So you have to have the right dose. That's talking about the right strength. You got to be careful. Also, when we're talking about strength, you can't cut things if they're not allowed. That is an error, because now you became the doctor. You always have to have an order for everything. I'm letting you know that now. You cannot change it. We'll talk about that later on. You have to have the right medication. It's the namesake. Whatever you have to have that. You have to match up. And again, that's where barcoding comes into play. The medication should come up along with it. There's a lot of sound-alikes and look-alikes out there. Hydroxyzine, hydralazine, they kind of sound like look-alike in the spelling sometimes. So you got to be careful what you grab and what you're going to give to them. But again, barcoding came into play to help with that. Does error still happen? Error still could happen today. You have to have the right time, the medication. Okay, you got to be timely fashion to give the medicine. In a institution setting, depending on the institution itself, you have an hour before and an hour after to give the medicine. So the medicine is due for 9 a.m. You can receive it at 8 or at 10 or at 9. That's to give medicines. Most of the time, if they're diabetic, they have to get it at least 30 minutes before they eat, because you need it to get into the system so they can start breaking down their starches and stuff, into use. If you give it, and I love nurses that do this, oh, he just started eating, just go ahead and give it. Well, real and true, that's an error, because it's supposed to be given before they eat, with abbreviation of what?
AC. I keep confused.
PC is after.
Well, why the computer talk? Oh.
You gotta read twice. I'm gonna look at all your end modals and
no, I could have, but I could have swore.
It is PC is after.
I did AC before and wait, what's after?
PC is after.
After.
AC is before.
And there's a common one to get mixed up. Students and technicians, everybody gets that mixed up still today. It doesn't matter. You need to be careful. But P means after. Like Q means every. A is before. Besides, only when it comes to the ears. It won't be before left and before right and before both. That doesn't make sense. And that A, that's why there's a difference. That's why we also talk about abbreviations. We don't use abbreviations anymore in here. But I have to teach you that because there will be abbreviation time. And we never showed me that. I don't know what happened. But now they're making doctors, anybody write out their orders fully. There's no more abbreviations. For example, those two were getting mixed up for each other. This is morphine sulfate and this is magnesium sulfate. And then we get mixed up. They were not catching the G or whatever. And so magnesium was ordered and sometimes morphine was given to the patient. Well, you're going to put them to sleep for, no wonder they felt good. They had the wrong thing. So now they're making them write it all out. And it's like that in Jennings, the American Legion. I know that's what they're doing. Before a pharmacist, they get the stat order and they want to continue it. Well, if it's not written correctly, they'll give the stat order, okay? But then they'll send a note back to the nurse saying, you need to write all the way out. And they know what to do. Clarify and write whatever they want to give all out. No more abbreviations are being used across the board. That's one way Jennings American Legion is overcoming abbreviations. And they don't fill orders until it's all written out correctly. And those nurses are trained like that to know that. So, yes, you have to learn the abbreviation because there'll still be some old doctors somewhere that will be putting those things. But now with computer program, when you go to write out MG, it's going to recognize magnesium sulfate and give you a choice. Do you want to use that? You know how you're typing a paper and you already filled out your name and you put your name again and it says, oh, and you go ahead and use it. That's what's going to happen. That's what it does. So the people don't have to type so much.
And that's why our generation is lazy.
Correct. That's one of the reasons, because everything's at fingertips now, or voice command.
Oh, I'm so guilty.
And they'll take out the phone and say blah 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 blah, but if they don't recognize the voice, it's gonna spell it how they recognize it. You know, us thick accents down here, they'll spell differently. Like, I don't want that. And then you wrote the wrong word, and you send the text, and you didn't read it, and your friend's like,
what is this?
what you mean? The light bulb. Or whatever. Oh, I meant the lights. I have to go get or whatever, and you put light bulb too. Like, oh, you want to go pick up light bulbs too? Okay, well, you know, they come over your house with light bulbs. Well, I send you a text. Read your stuff. You know, they change those things. You gotta be careful. You know, I was writing. I didn't read my text, and I got in trouble with somebody. They got mad at me. That's how friends get mad. Because they think you're typing something else. Okay? And be careful. That's another thing, is we don't know how to write papers anymore. We don't know how to write letters. Because I get that from y'all all the time. When y'all write an essay to me, y'all put text symbols in there. I'm like, and you wonder why I want to mark it wrong? You know, it's lazy. It's always a shortcut. And stuff like that. You know, someone sent me the other day, years and years ago. I mean, I'm not computer savvy. You know, I didn't know what LMAO. And I'm like, what? Lemons, mayonnaise? I don't know, aspirin. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't thinking about all that. I don't know what they mean. You know, it just took. I learned what WTF was too. That was real fast too. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. You know, that's all those little things. I don't understand all that symbols and all that. I wasn't in that generation, but y'all know all that. If I wrote a whole test on texting, y'all would probably pass.
Yep.
Probably.
Tell me what, you know, start off with whatever. Or we don't even write out how you doing, not what we write. Or what you doing.
What's up?
Yeah. Or how you are.
How you is?
What's
You know,
up?
we don't write the words anymore. We just heard them text everything. But it's the life we're coming to. But you also got to go back and remember we have that full
I
report.
felt insulted the other day. Somebody told me I text like I'm from Rain.
You text like you're from Rain?
Yeah.